Is loyalty dead in baseball? Or did the Dodgers just prove that championship culture still matters more than money? Let me ask you something. When was the last time you saw a player turn down bigger offers to stay with a team? Not because he had to, not because there were no options, but because he genuinely wanted to be part of something special. That's exactly what Teoscar Hernández just did. And honestly, it's the kind of move that reminds us why we fell in love with this game in the first place. But here's where it gets spicy. While Teoscar is pledging his loyalty to the Dodgers dynasty, there's a Japanese ace across Pacific who's basically declared war on Los Angeles. Tatsuya Imai doesn't want to join the super team. He wants to destroy it. Welcome back to the channel, Dodger Nation. Today we're breaking down the massive 3-year, $66 million deal that brings Teoscar back to Chavez Ravine and the fascinating subplot of a pitcher who's choosing rivalry over rings. This is the kind of off-season drama that makes baseball beautiful. So let's dive deep into what this all means for Quest to three-peat. The Teoscar Hernández contract is a masterpiece of modern baseball economics. And if you want to understand how the Dodgers keep winning while staying under luxury tax thresholds, pay close attention. The headline number is 3 years, $66 million. Sounds straightforward, right? But here's where Andrew Friedman's genius shows up. $23 million of that money is deferred, meaning it gets paid out years down the road. Another $23 million comes as a signing bonus. When you run the math on competitive balance tax calculations, Teoscar's annual hit on the books drops to around $19.4 million per year. Why does this matter? Because it means the Dodgers just locked down a 33 home run hitter, a guy who posted an 840 OPS last season, a proven postseason performer who protected Shohei Ohtani in the lineup, and they did without handcuffing their ability to make other moves. This is the same financial wizardry they use with Ohtani's contract, and is why other teams are constantly playing catch-up, while Los Angeles is playing chess. But let's talk about what Teoscar brings beyond the numbers. This isn't just about his bat, though that bat is absolutely crucial. Teoscar was the emotional heartbeat of that World Series championship team. He was a veteran voice in a clubhouse full of superstars. He was a guy who made Shohei comfortable, who helped Yoshinobu Yamamoto adjust to the majors, who brought energy every single day. You can't quantify that stuff in WAR or OPS+, but it's the difference between a talented roster and a championship team. After the World Series parade, Teoscar said something that stuck with everyone. The Dodgers are a priority, obviously. I'm going to do everything in my power to come back. And you know what? He meant it. Reports indicate he had larger offers on the table from Boston and Toronto. The Red Sox were desperate for right-handed power. The Blue Jays wanted to bring their former star home. But Teoscar chose Los Angeles. He chose the culture. He chose the chance to be part of history. In an era where players constantly chase the biggest paycheck, and honestly, who can blame them given the short window of a baseball career? Seeing someone prioritize winning and team chemistry is genuinely refreshing. It speaks to what the Dodgers have built. This isn't just about money or market size anymore. It's about creating an environment where players want to stay, where they believe in the mission, where they trust the front office to keep building a winner. Now let's shift gears to the most fascinating subplot of this offseason. Tatsuya Imai, the anti-Dodger. This 27-year-old Japanese pitcher just finished the season with a 1.92 ERA in Japan. He's got elite stuff, international experience, and he's hitting free agency at the perfect time. Every projection has him landing a 9-figure contract. And naturally, everyone assumed he'd want to join the Japanese super team in Los Angeles, right? Play alongside Ohtani, Yamamoto, and Roki Sasaki. Be part of the most talented roster in baseball history. Wrong. Dead wrong. In a television interview in Japan that's been making waves across baseball media, Imai said something that stopped everyone in their tracks. Of course, I like to play alongside Ohtani, Yamamoto, and Sasaki, but beating a team like that and becoming a world champion would be the most valuable thing in my life. If anything, I'd rather take them down. Let that sink in for a second. This guy doesn't want to join the dynasty. He wants to be the one who ends it. That's not just competitive fire. That's a completely different mindset. And honestly, I respect the hell out of it. Baseball needs more of this energy. We need villains. We need rivals. We need someone willing to stand up and say, I'm not here to ride coattails. I'm here to compete. The San Francisco Giants are reportedly the team most interested in making this happen. Think about the narrative there. The oldest, most bitter rivalry in baseball. The team that's been living in the Dodgers' shadow for years. And now they have a chance to sign a Japanese ace whose entire motivation is beating Los Angeles. If you're the Giants' marketing department, you're salivating at this storyline. Imai versus Ohtani at Oracle Park. The anti-Dodger versus the super team. It's box office gold. But here's the catch. The Giants are reportedly reluctant to pay the price. Imai's market value is estimated north of $100 million, possibly approaching the 120 to 130 range if there's a bidding war. San Francisco has been burned before by big free agent contracts. They're trying to rebuild smartly. But can they really pass up this opportunity? Can they let another elite Japanese player slip away while their rivals stockpile talent? Meanwhile, back in Los Angeles, Andrew Friedman is playing a different game entirely. With Teoscar locked up, the outfield is set. Mookie Betts, Teoscar Hernández, and some combination of Tommy Edman and Andy Pages. That's championship caliber defense and offense. The infield is stacked. The catching is solid. So where's the focus now? The pitching staff. The rotation is already absurd. Shohei Ohtani is returning to the mound. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is entering year 2. Tyler Glasnow is healthy. Roki Sasaki is on the way. That's 4 legitimate aces before you even get to guys like Dustin May or Bobby Miller. Would Imai make them better? Sure. But is he necessary? That's debatable. What the Dodgers really need is bullpen reinforcement. The Athletic is reporting that Los Angeles is aggressively pursuing elite relievers, with Edwin Diaz's name coming up repeatedly. Diaz had a down year by his standards, but he's still one of the most electric closers in baseball when he's right. If the Mets are willing to move him, and the Dodgers can structure a deal that makes financial sense, that's a move that could put them over the top. There's also chatter about the Dodgers exploring trades for starting pitching depth. Mackenzie Gore of the Nationals keeps getting mentioned. He's young, controllable left-handed, and has shown flashes of dominance. If Washington is willing to deal, and the price isn't astronomical in terms of prospects, Gore could be the insurance policy the Dodgers need in case of injuries. But let's be real about something. The Dodgers don't need Tatsuya Imai. They want him, sure. Having another elite arm is never a bad thing, but they don't need him the way other teams do. They've already built a Death Star. Imai would just be another laser cannon on a ship that's already fully armed. For the Giants or the Padres or whoever else is chasing the Dodgers, Imai represents hope. He represents a chance to close the gap. For Los Angeles, he's a luxury item. And maybe that's exactly why Imai doesn't want to go there. Maybe he looked at that roster and realized he'd just be another name on an already crowded depth chart. Maybe he wants to be the guy, not one of the guys. Maybe he genuinely believes he can be the ace that finally slows down the Dodgers machine. If that's his mindset, more power to him. Baseball is better when players have that kind of competitive fire. Let's talk about what the Teoscar signing means for the lineup construction. Last season, Teoscar typically hit in the middle of the order, often batting fifth behind Ohtani and Freddie Freeman. That protection was crucial for Shohei's MVP season. Pitchers couldn't pitch around Ohtani because Teoscar was sitting there ready to punish mistakes. That dynamic doesn't change with this new contract. If anything, it gets more dangerous because now opposing pitchers know this core is locked in for multiple years. There's no hoping the Dodgers break up due to financial constraints. This is the lineup, and you have to deal with it. The defensive value can't be overlooked either. Teoscar has developed into a solid right fielder. He's not winning Gold Gloves, but he's reliable, he has a strong arm, and he knows how to play Dodger Stadium's unique dimensions. Keeping that continuity in the outfield matters, especially when you're trying to repeat as champions. Chemistry and familiarity are underrated factors in baseball success. There's also the mentorship aspect. With Roki Sasaki coming over from Japan, having veterans like Teoscar who've been through the adjustment process is invaluable. Teoscar played winter ball in the Dominican, came up through the Blue Jays system, got traded, had to prove himself, and finally found his home in Los Angeles. He knows what it's like to navigate different organizations and cultures. That experience will help the younger players, especially the international signings, feel more comfortable. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Can the Dodgers actually three-peat? It's one of the hardest achievements in sports. The last team to win 3 consecutive World Series was the Yankees from 1998 to 2000. That's a quarter century ago. The level of sustained excellence required is almost superhuman. Injuries happen. Slumps happen. Other teams get better. The margin for error is razor thin. But if any team is built to do it, it's this Dodgers squad. They have the best player in baseball in Shohei Ohtani. They have the deepest roster in baseball. They have the smartest front office in baseball. They have the financial resources to make moves mid-season if needed. And now, with the Teoscar signing, they've shown they're willing to invest in keeping the core together rather than getting complacent. The National League West is going to be a bloodbath. The Padres are always dangerous with their pitching staff. The Diamondbacks won 90-plus games last year. The Giants are trying to make a splash. And if Tatsuya Imai ends up in San Francisco, those rivalry games are going to be must-watch television. Imagine Imai on the mound at Oracle Park, staring down Ohtani in a September game with playoff implications. That's the kind of storyline that transcends baseball and becomes cultural. But here's what I keep coming back to. The Dodgers didn't just make a smart financial move with the Teoscar contract. They made a statement about their values. In a sport that's increasingly transactional, where players are assets and loyalty is a weakness, Los Angeles chose to reward a guy who gave them everything and wanted to stay. That matters. It matters to the players in that clubhouse. It matters to future free agents considering the Dodgers. It matters to the fans who invest emotionally in these teams.